Hello and happiest of days to you folks. I hope you guys are having an absolutely amazing day today. One of the best you've ever had in your entire life. For you folks, one of the things we have been doing here recently, right after the Sorcery pack was released from the first major DLC from Clan Coaster 2. I've been building some Let's Plays from Fantasyland and that sort of a thing too, and ironically enough, these have actually been very hard fiscally in the Sandbox mode. Typically, I do a Fantasyland after each of the games that I play from places like Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, Planet Coaster 1, Park Attack, all of those games, just for a few hours or longer, and that sort of thing too. And I actually saw, and then after the Sorcery pack was released here, I thought that would be a good opportunity to sort of tap into that, right, and get that stuff into a good place, right, all up and down the block. But basically, the Fantasyland, I start off with a challenge mode, which is supposed to be a little harder on the hard side of things, and actually started to make some money because in challenge mode I can build whatever rides I want to, but in Fantasyland they have to be themed. My Fantasyland is divided into 12 different subcategories. In the entrance area, like a lot of amusement parks, is focused on, you know, classic, nicer rides, gentler rides that are all age for a ferry and a theme book. It's called the ferry section, and that sort of thing, right? So I thought so you can definitely tell, right? And so I started with that merry-go-round and that thing, and only a little bit of money, only about 10K with the finances turned on. And then the next week I built this coaster over here, and then over there that chair swing. But I had to loan some debt, and then in chapter 3 of this I did some decorations talking about the issues that the finances were having. And in the last one I actually took a few thousand loans out there for that flying coaster that was also introduced in this sort of ship back. And as you can see, after waiting a few hours, running it on fast, and that sort of thing too, you can still tell that unfortunately we are just not making that money, right? And that sort of thing too. And so basically I looked up some stuff, some rides that we could build, right, to see. And as you can see, right, you can see, right, I only have 145 people, right, and they're just not going to some of these rides, even if they're making me money, right? The chair swing is probably one of the best rides here right now for its finances. But there's nobody there in the line. I've only got 145 people in my park, so the idea here is you know, this isn't clearly, right? You can see here with this garden swing that the cash here is like a good 550. It's pretty good, right? But I'm just not getting that money, right? And then the roller coaster, the junior coaster, right here at the front, was also introduced in this pack. And then you can also see right here is you can see it's cash too, right? As it's going to be roughly the same. It's like another buck, right? But it's fine at the bargain level, and that sort of thing too. And again, even though it's a coaster, and even though it's right by the front, you just can't see a big line there at the queue section, right? We're just not bringing in the people or the bodies or the money, right? And that sort of thing too. And so I looked up online. I was thinking last time about maybe making some roller coasters that might push us to the next level, and I spent some time unlocking some coasters with this tech, right? And here I'm going to show you what I unlocked last time. Right now, right there, because we started off with just a junior coaster and the mouse coaster. It's a generic, and probably like a couple of wooden coasters. But then we unlocked a couple of more nicer coasters, right? That might be a little cheaper and also pretty prestige, bringing in the bodies and that sort of a thing too. So here So here, let me show you where we are with the coasters physically. You can see here I unlock things here like the mouse here. The crazy mouse was a good one. It's also pretty cheap too at 5,600. I could build that still, right? That's not the worst thing in the world, but I had to physically build it because it's like 17,000 for that. Although I could take it back as 17,000. And then you can also just, you can also see over here when I sort by cost, I also unlock things like the Zephyr here too, which is a junior one, but it's like super pricey. And then there's some just generic ones that are fine here too. Right? Also like this one, the Outmax seat 16 and 4-seater, also all ages too. So some of these coasters would make sense thematically, but most of them other than the junior pricer. So the idea was to get the most spinning coaster or most spinning one, and that's why I did those two. However, it looks like everybody's talking about the financial issues might be resolved with some flat ones. When I start to do some research on it, or on my phone too. And so you can see many people that just think, right, that having unlocking some of these things, right, and that's everything. So you can check it out too. And here are the strike, the scissor. This I've unlocked as researching. It would make me money, but it's not, and that's sorts of things too. But they're pretty, right? Clearly, they're not themed for all rods, right? They're more about pushing your place into another place. Also, some of them are really more themed for the aquatic section that I'll be building next, like in the Atlantis section like this, buoyancy. So basically, what I'm looking for here is a lot of folks said that the big wheel, because it has so many people on it, when it goes, can actually make money, right? Online. This is one of the places, and also everybody says you need, right, all the folks up now, the blog have suggested to me that one of the best money makers in this era would be something called the Sunflare, which I have not unlocked, but which is a flat rod. So let's take a look at that real quick for you folks. And the Sunflare is a flat rod too. So let's find out where that is, where we can find the Sunflare. Also, if you look here at the coasters, you'll see the coasters that I need to unlock those two spinning things. It's special coasters. It's very, very far down the pack. Right? I unlocked a lot of coasters. Except last time. So let's see. But again, let's head over to the flat rods and see what we got over here. You can see the spinning flat lines are here. This gives me like the needle and the thing over on the left. Both of those are pretty valuable. And then the swinging flat rods over here would be those actually probably would begin to make me some money, but those probably aren't going to be all ages high. So let me see if I can find out where this the sun tower is. You can see there, but the town of flat rods were unlocked earlier, but those are both not here. That's not going to be it. Neither would that be it, or this over here. Yeah, I'm not seeing it in those places. Although that one over on the left right there might be something you can swing by. It might be all ages. Right, like scissor, which is a twist. Here is an all age lines, right? That I've also unlocked too. So there won't be two. I'm not seeing it there too. Is it wheel flat or is it tower flat? Nope. That's going to be more of those spinning wheels, which probably wouldn't be bad either to get those money. It might be tower flat rides. Number 2, chapter 3. It's here. So that is the Sunflare over there. It brings a lot of folks in. Very exciting, but very little nausea. It's not that intense. It's like a chairlift in space. We actually had one of those that I would go to when I was living in the Wonder era. So do I go for that and just try to unlock a bunch of flat rides, or even though many of the flat rides I can't build here, or do I go for the coasters, right? And that sort of thing to continue to build towards those on the spinning flat, on not spinning flat rides, So let's go ahead and, right, you can see them over there too. Both of those are very, very the financial savings of this, or just well, I don't know if the spinning coaster would be that sort of a saving. Right? So let's go ahead and do the spinning flat rides here, and unlock those two. Let me see what that one is that gets unlocked too. Over here on the left. I know that one on the right can be done. It's an observation unit. But it's more of a, it's probably something you probably want to put in the center of the park. So, here's the one that we just unlocked in the middle. It's called Synchronize. It actually, I don't know if Synchronize would be considered. Let me just look it up real quick. Is the Synchronize considered a family? Right? Let's take a look and see. For you folks. I know that the scissor is kind of a twist. It's in a lot of family rides. It's in a lot of parks. I have never been to a park without. You could also do bumper cars too, which I unlocked a couple of times ago. Right. And right, that's a 2.98 for 3.5. This is a. Sorry, it's a little bit lower excitement at about 3.0, and that sort of thing too. Or maybe I want to build some other stuff too, like this strike. Again, I'm not sure. That something like that would be an all ages ride, and that sort of thing too. But that might bring me in money too, right? So you can see all that stuff is right here for you folks. So the idea is that I could build one or two of those today. But let me head back over here to the flat rides and continue to unlock these, or other things too. Over here to the research. Let's also head back over here to the flat rides, and then I can also build here swinging flat rides number 1, which is another couple money makers. That's unlocked. I got another 5,600, which could be enough for, if I remember correctly, I don't think that would be enough for the coasters. It is. This is suspended coasters, which is probably not going to be fitting here, but might be where I can start to get that money from, particularly that launch coaster. Already pop out of here, and now that I'm over here, which of these? Let's sort. Can I sort flat rides not by model, name, or anything by that, but by? I'm sure I can do it by price. Can I do it by intensity? Not intensity, excitement. Right. This is very cheap, but it's got no excitement. Right. Ditto for the spinny thing. Nope. Alright. Is that tilt-a-whirl over here? Basically. It's also pretty cheap actually, but less to come with it on the other side of things. Right? So let's just go ahead and try on the big wheel, which everybody says is pretty good at bringing it, at making money. Now, one of the things I actually was thinking about doing was putting a third ride over here. That's why I didn't use the pump when I rebuilt it. And so I could put over here this here too, because it's pretty small. Yep. What I just unlocked is the sky. That is very nice to, but I'm sure with price $2,900, that's very, very cheap with some good stuff. So it was probably worth it. But here, I'm going to go ahead and take a look here and see. So here you can see this little space over here, and for a smaller rod like the synchronous, like this Elder Sculptor could totally fit here too. Right? It's very, very small, or the definitely not powerful. But this spinning ride, there's no. It's called the Tiny. That I also unlock when I unlock it. It's also pretty cheap too. Well, that's actually not that cheap at $2,600. But you can see, but it has like a small print here too. And then obviously the big money maker here is going to be, if I put it over here, this the Resurgence, the plunge shower, drop arrow. Yeah. But there are a lot of interesting options. But let's try the big wheel and see what that happens there with my finances. Right? But what I need to do is to just get people in the ride. Right? If they're right, like the chair swing. It's just if people aren't riding the run, no matter how much it costs, right? It's just not working. Right? Also, they recommended online when I was just doing some research to remove some of the queues on the smaller runs so they're not waiting as long. Right? All right. I'm sure that the Viking, the F-swing might be, it's right. It might be harder to theme, but it might be considered more of a doesn't go over run, and it might be considered more of a that's right. And it's everything too, but it would also be harder to theme that to a fairy storybook style thing, right? So let me see what else we can do over here too. For the finances. It's not stuff. Now we could do some stuff that probably, after the big wheel. I was going to go for the bumper modes first. First bumper modes. Bumper cars first. Because they have a higher excitement for just a little more. Right, you can see here 2.88 for 3 versus 2.0 for just 2.8. So that was where I was going to go next. Right, but so I could do both of those, and then for enough money, right? And that's what I need to. But let me just do the big wheel, which I could totally theme as a fairy. Now this is a little on the bigger side, if I recall correctly. It's 28. So I got to take out 2,800 here to build it right. It's 2,800, correct. So I probably have to take out 2,900. Yeah, 2,870. I need to get 2,900, and I can build it. So I want to build it a place. Let me see how big it is. I was thinking over here to put my that's color, and I'm gonna be it's good, it's cheap and good stuff, but that color will be a family friendly. Right? So what's this one over here? What's that? 540. It's from one of the expansion packs. I think it's the throw rod ones. But yeah, let's head back over here to the big wheel and see how big it is first before I place it. Get the money. And you don't want to be somebody's borrowed money, or you don't need to. Alright, so let's take a quick look here. Also, you can see that I built some of the, while I was last night, I also built those hedges over here too that I was talking about too. And then also built a shake shack too, which I call fairy shakes. Vending machine there. Just so that, how much space does this take up? Actually, that's not that big. I would probably put the big wheel might be a little bigger than I was expecting. I could probably put this here if I wanted to. Now, the good thing about putting it here is that I can definitely put the horn right up in front to it. Not doing that. I could have people actively engaging and grinding it very, very, very fast. Right could do that very early. That could be done. Okay, well, I probably want to push back. I think that ride is there. That might be the first I can do. But you get the idea. I could probably just totally toss it right out front and get the riders there. That I can't get from these things for some reason, even though they're probably better, more prestigious. I could put it right here too and do this. Drop it over here. And then another thing that I could do too to just drop it right here, which was where I was going to put another. I saw this coaster right here, which was where I was going to put another transport rod or something like that. The front part, I think that would work. Making sure, but we probably want to put more prestigious rides there, right? And that probably would prevent me from using the rest, or for cheaper and smaller roller coasters. So let's. I think that might work, and it's a little bigger, and right, we definitely need to ride this. So that's not the worst idea, and neither is here, and neither is here. Right? There's one foot. Here, over here, or I can put it over here too. But if people aren't coming here for a chair swing, right, a much more prestigious ride, they're probably not going to come in for the big wheel either. Right. Or I can do it here too, on the backside. So there are a few places that I could put it. Right, so it's right. Toss in all the places, right? Good stuff. Yep. Let me think about it. Or I can put it over here too. That's a little bit over to the side, like right here. Luckily, it's not the biggest wheels in the world. Like right here. Yep. Yeah, I'll put it here behind the front. But you can see here that my teacups aren't even that full, which are, nor is my roller coaster. That's right by the entrance too. So that might be a waste. Although again, with its ridership, it's huge riders. That's why I can make money, right? Because it's got such a huge turnaround of ridership. So let's toss. Let me get that. I could definitely see all the different options. Yeah, I can see them in a lot of different places. And the arguments for it in a lot of different places. Too. Because you're not going to get that kind of money. You're not going to get that kind of a turnover here. But then again, I'm also not getting there for teacups and roller coaster. Yeah, I don't want to waste the space. We'll just put it back here. Either here. I think that there's probably a fair place. Again, to keep the one over to the side. And a good place. Yeah, I can do it like that. Put it right there. And that way I don't have to build any more power stuff. Yeah, let's do it. I'm going to go ahead and take the loan, and that's what we're going to do. But first, the loan. This is a 2.9. Then I got to go ahead and do this. You can see my loan amounts previously. I have gotten a 2.4. 9, but they've been paid off. So we're going 2.9 now. Should be good. $2.9, 8, 9. It's what I got left. Alright, so let's build it. I definitely want to put it in a place where I've already got some power, because I don't have the cash for power like I need with the other one. I don't want to spend that much more money like I had to yesterday on stuff. Yeah. So yeah. So I could, like I said, mention here. Right here. All that stuff too, or I can toss it over here too if I want to. Yeah, border over here. Feel a little bit back is probably a good place to put it. From here in the shade. Alright, that's good. Alright, Q here. I can't do the Q here. No, that's not good. Alright, so I'm gonna. Alright, so I'll spin it. I'll just spin it around. Because you can't place the Q on the side, and then I need to. Don't. Since I'm a little bit closer, I might want to. Yeah, do I want to? Yeah, this would be the worst thing I do. Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, but I don't want to. I feel like that'd be a waste of space not to. You know? So let's go there. Nope, that's too close. We'll try this stuff. Here? Nope. That's coming in a lot for 4. I was expecting it to come here. Zoom it out this way, so I'm not like, where's all the right? So that right. Go ahead. We're gonna change this to spinning wheel, probably fine. You can Rapunzel's spinning would be better. Or just Rapunzel's wheel. I'm not sure how I spell Rapunzel. I'll look it up. We're in a second, but in the meantime, we can place this. Start to test it. See how much money is coming from it. It's very far away. And I feel like that's probably a more efficient use of space because I'm still using that space. But it's also very, very far away for a kid. Right? It's very, very big. Let me try and pull it a little bit more. No, well, the good news if I leave it back there though is that I can probably put some. Right, so let's try this. Just place the entrance here. Typically, I want to do it here and then the exit there. But let's try to have some space actually there to put another eye if I want to do this much. So I don't want to put it here. I'll just put it right center. Right here. Should be good. How about here? That's the exit here. That's probably good. And then over here should be the exit. Over here. Is it not doing it here? It does it there. Actually, it's not showing up there. That was weird. Alright, so here, let me just place the exit here. Let me try here. Just out of the way. Let me try the exit over here, where the entrance was. No, not actually, now that worked. That was weird. Oh, that's expected. How much cash can I get out of this, just as a heads up? Sweet, unknown. 216. That's the custom price. Let me try the bar price. 239. That's not bad. 239. That's not the worst. We could definitely get that stuff running. Right. In the meantime, we do want to reconnect that to the path so we can, get the money. We're going to start with the exit, not the entrance, because we want to make sure it adds those. I could put a couple of benches there and stuff. Right, and this should be a regular. I think that's it's this jazzy one, not the regular one. So we'll pop over to here to remember that pen. Not take my here. I'm going to like the decorations and stuff. But let's toss this here. And then after, and you can also see that I straightened up some stuff like this. Over here, I straightened up this line here for this queue, so it's not in this weird, so it's not crashing with stuff. I also changed the name of this from the regular Faraday here to one that has an RE at the end too. Just change up the color scheme a little bit too. Right back here. Go ahead, toss some benches here. Normally, $20 would be 2 benches. So let's toss that down there. Think about it. Here in the fairy tale section. They cost 10 each, so you need to do 2 of them. Or I can do 1 and then 2 bins with just 2 benches. I'm thinking about it. Now, we'll go ahead and go ahead. I haven't placed the eggs in the entrance, so I can open it. That's fine. Haven't placed the entrance. This should be. This is the queue section here, and so the queue here is this one over here to the rustic queue, right? That should be good. All the way down to here. So what I could move it over just the one, right? See how that works. But for now, I think that's very long. We can probably try that out and see how it works. And then if my queue is popping, I doubt it, but if my queue is popping, then I could just extend it. Right? You can also see that's down from now we can connect it. Alright, I'll come back to that later. Its name later. Let's go ahead and change its colors. I'm definitely not calling it a wheel too. Sorry, it accidentally took a screenshot. Sorry about that. I hit the F button. I mean, it's not the worst thing to do because this is the right I built this time. It's probably a little early. Alright, so let's go ahead and start changing up the colors here for you folks, and we're going to change all these colors here to the to my pinks and blues, and sometimes whites. Let's see right over here. And the pinks that I use here are more of a hot pink, right, and that sort of thing too, which isn't available in the color scheme on the ones that you can choose. I'm sure it's available on others. So we're just going to go over here and then copy and paste from this section. There it is. I think that's not all. Carriage sections, just the heads up with the frame. Here, we'll delete that first. Just in case. And here we go. We'll take a quick look at this and see what it looks like. Yeah, that's nice. I like it a lot. Now we're going to do that, alternate that with blue. Our color here is royal blue. And you can see it's now showing up here in the recent section. I'm going to make that a little faster. Not bad at all. Now this next one is going to be again for the carriage. I think that might be a little darker of a royal blue, but it looks fine. I'm not going to lose any sleep over that too. And then the frame is already a blue too, so we'll stick with that. Here at the bottom. So we're just going to swap over here in the frame section too. We're in the darker section. We'll do that. We'll do this again. It's not bad. And then here in this slider section, we'll do a fairy tale. It's actually a color here, which is ironic because there's a fairy tale more story itself. So sorry. Yeah, it's fine. And then after that, the frame area 3 looks good, and then we still have that. So we'll start with the frame area 4, moving back to pink. Let's see if that works. And then we might be moving the area 4 around after that happens. Let's do some white there. Second, final section. That's really good. Turn. Yeah, it's nice. Makes everything kind of stand out a little bit. Alright. So now I'm going to save it. after doing all that stuff, and then see what happens. If I can start to get that good, or even if I'll just begin to cut even. And that might happen. We'll see. After sorry, it's running out. Well, I think we got it. We, it's fine. Let's see if I can start bringing it on. While that's happening, I do need to add some things over here, like fences, queue stuff, right? And then so two more of the things out there too of this. Also, I kind of like just to show you how this looks. I like that. I think adding all these straight hedges to make that look a little nicer. We're currently at 123 people. I mean, we're just not bringing in more people. I think if we got more people in my park, we'd probably make more money. So I'm thinking about maybe just running a marketing campaign. Let's see that. But that would cost money. Right. Let me take a look here. I think everything looks good for now. I'm not bringing any positive money right now. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead. Also, I wanted to show you this just in case something I had to just in case you guys are doing this. If you recall, last time I talked about the value of having a second gaming, even for financial things. Here, let me show you how that actually works. Why? Here in the maintenance section. Here, I'm going to show you the stamp schedule. Here I'm going to pull up all of these stamp that are in the mechanics section. Alright, so that's weird. I thought I had two. Oh, that's a building name. They're not here. That's a big room. It's probably not showing up. Yeah, here. Let me show you real quick. Because if once they start doing like maintenance and they can just keep doing it. Right, you need them to do maintenance as much as possible. Right, and so here you can see here you can show your schedule. Here's Kara Novak. She's the one who's doing reports. That sort of a thing too. She's the one fixing things. And then Frederick Wyatt is the one who is working, who typically would be the one doing research. But during this hour, at the 1300 hour, I have scheduled Kara for lunch. But that's what Frederick is actually not doing research, just to make sure we don't have that issue happening. Also, every ride that you have here typically will have a 60-minute period after being inspected, except for coasters. Those will be 40 minutes. Here, I'll show you. Right, and we talked about this before. Once the ride once that badge of starts to drop, their condition will drop, and that condition is a permanent drop. Right, here, 44%. Here, you can see over here at the sky sailor, I've got about currently here. I do have about 17 minutes left. But if you let it run out, you're going to have some issues. And here I'm going to show you one here that actually ended. Let me show you this thing right here. This is the power generator, and as you can see, the power generator, you see where it's got a condition penalty of -20, and that is because it dropped, right? And it can never get restored unless you make it. see here more information about that. But basically here in the maintenance section, you can see here that these actually last, I think, maybe around 20 minutes, more like 120 minutes. And that's a little thing, just so they do last long. But here you can see the other person is here too. Right, you can see here. Do you see here too? You can see here how much time they have left until they have to be taken care of. Right? I'm sorry, this power generator. It's here. You can see here 40 minutes. Need to be proactive with that. In the previous version of this game, a couple months ago, when I was playing it heavily, you could not. Well, you didn't have to sort of micromanage this stuff because you could just get them taken care of with the other stuff, right? But then once it's down. You're gonna have to refurbish it based on how much damage it's taken. Things here. The refurbished net is 133 right now on the power generator, which is not the worst because it's only a 74. But that might have to happen if my power starts to drop, and that would be cheaper than me hiring another power generator. Just as a heads up, that's what's happening. Here you can see the snack schedule 2 I was talking about. You can see it here, me filtering it by what they are, right? And that's what it's up to. And here you can see me making sure that they are at the same time. Alright, let's head back over here, and let's just see if I'm starting to make money, if I can start to build some of those fences, right? And that's a... Spawn this in regular speed, 3.5. So let me just check over here to see if I need to do any of that. Minutes, we have 55 minutes, tons of time there. $37, good there too. 52 there. Fairy Theater has a solid 37. What's here? I'm sure that should show up too. I actually do have a little money, so like 20. It'll be enough for like maybe a couple of more of these. What I should do instead is actually have pulled those out. And that's another thing too, because you can see how hard it is to place those fences before that gets done. I'll just go ahead and pull those out. Here and here. It's weird that those two are going right next to each other, but they have some space in between. That's that big. A little weird. They're going on. Get money. Hope you enjoy it. Hope you talk to your friends about it. Hope you do whatever it is. Like you do a live stream, a vlog, whatever. Just take pictures. You enjoy it. Alright. While that's happening, I'm gonna look up and see how do I spell Rapunzel. I can actually start to get. Oh, I'm at 45 now. That's actually enough. Sorry, that was enough for one of those things. Speed it up. Got it. Okay. That's 40. 14. For the picnic. That's good. That's 3. Alright, I see you're about another 8 minutes left. Yep. Good enough. For over here. To front. That's good. Still got one more cues. Unicorn. It's just telling me that the unicorn ride is still in poor condition. I don't think any issue. I don't think that the service badge has expired. No poor still. It's just a reminder. But it's also what happened. It's also telling me about that too. But I don't think its service badge has expired either. But we'll take a look. Nope. Minutes. We'll dismiss them. Oh. Is it? Oh, that's all the infrastructure. Yep. How's my staff doing? Yeah, I have now that I have 2 of the things getting paused and that sort of thing. And how much would it cost? Fairy Theater is in Alice Teacups. How much more would it cost for me to bring in another of these service clerks? So I'll probably do that right now. Right over to Fairy Theater. Let's just see how many staff I have right now. I think I got 1 too many for rides just to cover breaks and that sort of thing. I can just go ahead and knock that down here. Just to see. Making sure the breaks and see that we don't have them, taking off too much time right into break taking. So you can see if you have the break taken all at the same time. That's not good. I should fix that. I also have a couple of these people at fair play rather than well like this. That's also going to be a problem. Actually, just one of them has the break in progress. Sorry. The other ones don't. First of all, drop that down. I'm thinking about it. The others are scheduled today. That's good. Yeah. Now, only one person, it looks like, is currently in break in progress. So that's fine. And the other person, and that person's heading to it right now. And the other one's heading there too. Fair. So everybody's there. They're good. They're good. No issue. I see we got another 3 minutes left. So I don't think there's anything major I'm going to do in 3 minutes. For you folks, right? Alright, I don't think anything like that for you folks. So let's just go ahead and call it this. Right now, for you folks, open inbox. Alrighty, here, let me pause it for you real quick. So I can do all the stuff. But what did you think? What do you right? Right. Still haven't gotten the money in yet, but we'll see if that winds up changing. I'm also going to use that as an opportunity to build those fences, build those hedges, right? Like I did here too. All that stuff. You can also uses too. And that's it. Make it a little nicer than this stat, basically. Right, like those things. So I'm going to be doing that here in a little bit. I'll also let it just sit maybe for half an hour to an hour or so on the fast speed while I do so to see if I can start to bring in that money, right? That sort of thing too. But we'll see. And if not, then what I'll do tonight or tomorrow, because that tomorrow's Saturday, is to look and see if what are the best what are the best sort of an all ages flat rods that we could do for the next one, like we did for this one, right? So we'll do that next time, folks. But there you go. Alright, I want to thank you folks so very, very much for just taking some time out of your day and investing, right, and watching my videos, because we all have so many things that are happening in our lives, and we're pulled in so many different directions too, right? So if you spent this time with me, that's incredible, and I appreciate that so very, very much. So thanks again, and have an amazing day.